Hey, welcome to Module 2, Lesson 2, How to Define Your Vision. This lesson is all about constructing your vision from your values. And so it's going to be technical. How do we go from identifying our values to building the vision? How do we make sure that those two are connected? So first off, you'll want to do this for your personal vision statement. And then you'll want to work together with your spouse or your partner and your children to create a family vision statement. Now, it's important that you all work together because the more people are involved, the more people participate, the more committed, the more buy-in you'll have for a family vision. And that is what's going to lead to unity. That's what's going to lead to all of you being on the same page and being motivated and having this shared sense of identity as to what you're trying to achieve. So I'm going to be sharing a personal example and then a family example so you can see how this is constructed. Again, in your visions, really answering the question is, who do you want to become? What do you want to achieve? And then that's the first part. And the second part is, how are you going to do it? Again, for my personal values, faith in Jesus Christ and growth, faith and growth. So you'll see that reflected in my own personal vision statement. Again, I'm a fairly religious person. And if you're not, no worries. You want to construct off of values that are extremely meaningful to you. And if you are a faithful person, considering the values you really appreciate most in your faith. Now, second, the buy. So you want to focus on the values, and you want to focus in on what you want to achieve with those values. Remember, all values give direction. And so you want to see where exactly can you use that energizing force in your life to what it is you want to achieve with it. As you live your values, you will be able to achieve objectives that are in line with your values. So for example, mine, faith and growth. My personal vision statement is, I will increase my capacity to love and accept myself, life, and others by exercising faith in Jesus Christ. Now, remember, when you're doing your own, go for good. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to be coming back to this quite often to reflect on it, revise it, and as you evolve, you want your personal vision statement to evolve as well. Mine has changed over the years. So let's look at your family. Again, for my family, New Year's are kind, New Year's are grateful, New Year's can feel hard things. So we're looking at kindness, we're looking at gratitude, and we're looking at resiliency. So our family vision just actually focuses on my wife and I because our children are still fairly young. The oldest is 10, so we could probably start engaging in a lot of these conversations with her in the coming year. And so our family vision statement is we'll become parents who can teach our children to be kind, grateful, and resilient by learning, practicing, and demonstrating these values in personal and family settings. So you can see how we wove in those three values. We will become, that's this statement of who we want to become, what we want to achieve in the future. Parents who can teach our children to be kind, grateful, and resilient by learning, practicing, and demonstrating these values. Now notice that we focus the vision on what we can control. Now, once our kids start involving themselves more and more, we could probably move from saying we'll become parents to saying we'll become a family who is increasingly kind, grateful, and resilient, assuming that we have all our children buy in. They all agree to that, and that's where we can throw in that we statement. Otherwise, Melissa and I just have to focus on what we can control at this point, which is teaching our children, demonstrating, being examples. That's something within our control that we can succeed at. Now, some suggestions as you approach doing this with your family. Depending on the age of your family, where your children are at, where you and your partner are at, here are some recommendations I would make when you're doing this. One, you can make it a day. You gather all your family together, explain what you're doing, make it fun, maybe include some games, you could maybe your favorite food, snacks, whatever it be. But I'd do it in short segments so that do a segment, take a break, do a segment, do a break. So maybe you want to brainstorm everyone's values, walk through that for a little bit, take a break, talk about traditions, rituals, take a break, come back, identify everyone's values, come back, go take a break, come back, develop a vision. So you could do this all in one day, kind of like a family event. You could go off-site, out of home. You could go on a retreat, just like you would for a company, or you could just do it inside the house. But whatever it is, make it an event, make it special, make it engaging. Now, maybe that's not possible where you're at with your current family. Maybe you're a split family, maybe you're a blended family. So maybe you want to just do it, treat us a little piecemeal at a time. Maybe a segment each week you talk over and review. And so you could do it all in one day. You could do it piecemeal. Just make sure that you're consistent because most people won't buy into this as like a permanent change until you've done it consistently and they've heard it 4 or 5 times. Then it starts to sink in. You want to reflect back to it, constantly pivot back whenever you can in conversations, whenever it's appropriate, turn back to your family's vision. Maybe you want to print it out, put it up on a plaque. All these are great things that keep your vision fresh and centered for the whole family. And so you want to focus first, what is it that you want to achieve and become based on your values? If you lived your values, who will you become? What are some of the things you can achieve living your values? And then you want to focus on the second part, the buy statement. How are you going to achieve these things? If you're living your values, how would you achieve it? How will you go about achieving this objective, achieving this goal? Now, the vision is really all about direction. It's a little more concrete. It's really giving a destination to the direction of your values. So really the next step after this is defining a 10-year target. This is taking the vision and making it a little more concrete, a little more measurable. Again, it's still not super detailed. It's just a target. We'll talk about how to do that in the next lesson. What are the benefits of doing this? One, again, you're gonna be more motivated. Your family's gonna be more motivated because they know what it is that you're all working for. You're going to be able to know what to say no to, what to say yes to. It's going to reduce the amount of choices you have, which often will lead to less overwhelm. It's going to give you a surefire way to give your life some direction. It'll help your children with their sense of identity and purpose, which will be extremely valuable for them growing up. And for you as you're looking to heal and progress your family as you search and journey to become the parent that you want to be. Looking forward to meeting with you in the next lesson.